Welcome to Helsingborg, Sweden. Looking out over the town square in North Harbour, we find the beautiful City Hall with a statue of Magnus Stenbock, a Swedish field marshal. It said his sword should be pointing towards Denmark, their arch enemy at the time, but today many Swedes will visit Denmark by ferry, and some Danes will make their way to Helsingborg this week as well, as Helsingborg is the host of the Le Gruyere AOP European Curling Championships 2019, taking you inside the Olympia rink. Coming to you live, it's Scotland, Switzerland, the women's fourth round-robin game. And we'll meet the teams for Scotland. At lead, Victoria Wright. At second, Jennifer Dodds. At third, we have Lauren Gray. And team skip for Scotland, Eve Muirhead. For Switzerland, at lead, Melanie Barbesat. At second, Esther Neuenschwander. Skip and third player, Silvana Tirensoni. And throwing fourth stones for Switzerland, Alina Petz. Taking a look at the standings, we do see Scotland and Switzerland on top, followed by Russia, Sweden, also Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Latvia, and Norway has won a game. Germany sitting at 0-3. Scotland beating the likes of Norway, Denmark, and Czech Republic. Haven't necessarily impressed too much in those games. Switzerland, on the other hand, have been very solid, beating the likes of Sweden and Russia so far. We will see Germany play Czech Republic this afternoon. Latvia will take on Sweden, Norway play Estonia, and Russia will play Denmark as well, keeping you up to date on what happens elsewhere as we move along with our featured game. I'm Sander Rolvang, joined by Olympic champion Rona Howie. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. An exciting game ahead. Both these teams undefeated so far.
Yeah, no, not to be harsh on Scotland, but like a couple of games they haven't seemed too convincing, but they've won all their 3 games, so you can't really do much more than that. But absolutely. I guess this will be the true test now, playing Switzerland, who made it to both the World and European final last season. And we'll really see what this Scotland rink can muster. Vicky Wright will get us going here with the first stone. It'll be interesting as well to see if Switzerland will keep up their good form.
Yeah, Switzerland were very impressive yesterday against Anna Hasselberg's side.
But sometimes you do bring out your best playing the best, so you could see that from Scotland today, and I don't think the Swiss will take this game lightly whatsoever. Melanie Barbesat, former skip, now lead for this successful Swiss team, will look to come around the centre guard. It was Switzerland to pick up the last stone advantage in pre-game practice. For those who know curling, we see 2 players from each team throw a rock to the center of the house before the game starts. You measure, and whoever's done the best gets to have the last stone advantage when the game starts. And of course, those draws can come into play later in the week as well, when we rank teams first on win-loss record, head-to-head, but then the Joshua Challenge could come into play, and we have seen teams miss out on a playoffs because of it before. Seeing some of the other rules in play here, we have the 5-stone free guard zone, 6 ends at a minimum to be played in the round robin, and both teams playing on thinking time, 38 minutes each. Also have 1 minute timeout as well. Haven't really seen too many teams struggle for time so far, but it will be a factor. Real good play here from Barbesat.
I was thinking turn 2. That's also quite nice.
I like that. That's second option.
It's a really good speed up here.
Yeah. What time did you get for?
13.3 on Vicky's draw there.
Okay.
Some similar. 13.5 to 14, you're good, Jen.
Jennifer Dodds.
They just want to freeze in the inside of this yellow, but Sweeper's saying it's a bit heavy.
See if they can maybe come around everything instead. And they will.
Sorry, guys.
Chips off the yellow.
Hey, Jen. Okay, Jen.
Jennifer Dodds played third stones last season. Lauren Gray has moved into that role this year.
She's a former skip as well, Lauren. You see Esther Neunschwander hasn't played skip at international competition, but she has played, I believe, both lead, second and third. You think that valuable experience for players to have played different positions, or is it better to just stick to one throughout your whole curling career?
I think it's good to experience all positions and understand the roles and responsibilities of each player, and actually playing it is the best way to do that. You can bring a lot of experience to the team.
You feel like the position where players don't make a change too often is maybe the skip. When you're a skip, you're a skip, and it stays that way for forever. Even for Tirinzoni, but she stepped down to play third rocks, bringing in Helena Petz, and that's been such a successful recipe for them.
It has, and you know, it works differently for different teams. And as you say, that's been a really good move for Switzerland last year.
Lauren Schwander and Tirinzoni has played together for a long time. So bringing in something new is good, but holding on to something familiar could be important as well.
And all players will have their preference of where they like to play in the team.
I like that for 11.
Yep, try and get the roll.
I think a sign of maturity is just playing the position that will benefit the team and doing your best at it. Something that's not always that easy to accept at a young age. We see Lauren Gray here with third rocks for Scotland. That just stays wide. Just tickles that yellow further in behind the guard.
Yep, and Vicky Adams, again Vicky Chalmers, she's played with Eve for a long time through juniors and ladies, and this season she's expected, so not playing. So that's also a dynamic change in this lineup.
Ich denke, 75 für den zweiten gespielt. Ich denke, 60 ist dann gut. Ich denke, im Fall 70 ist auch nicht schlecht. Mit Zürich läuft recht gut. Schon ist recht dran.
Here is Silvana Tirinzoni.
Ja, Linie! Ja, Linie! Länge ist vor 8. Ja, Linie auch. Ja. 3. Ja, 12 Fuß. Ja, kommen. 12 8. Go. Fest kommen. Bis 4. Linie ist gut, kommen. Fest kommen, die Hände kommen.
Working this really hard. Try and nudge this up. Really nice. Well swept. Well played.
Okay, she's giving me the out turn. I think Bowles turn is probably going to run a bit.
English best.
I like it.
We'll try to make up for the first mistake here. Lauren Gray from the guard back. Catch a couple of yellows. This one is moving a bit. What do they have? Gets one. Switzerland still lying 2.
Rutsch wäre einer.
Also da, der Doppel wäre mega schwierig. Aber ich finde eigentlich dort fast besser.
Ja, ein bisschen Peppen, bis in 4 Fuß. Fast gleich lang. Also es gibt ein bisschen weniger Eis wie vorher. Maybe half in it.
Well, that's, yeah, when Vicky was sweeping it, I was kind of like afterwards, I was like, should we have swiped for the bag? But I thought with the outside sweeper, we would have got a bit more movement. Just that, just
I think
that,
it all kind of stemmed from Jen's heavy draw. She could have been tight.
yeah.
Like that was Erin on the total wrong side. She could have been just over the hog line. It'd have been better.
There.
Chance to really put the pressure on even your head early.
Vorne, Lengi. Vor 8. Okay, Linie gut. Nur Lengi.
Switzerland have got last stone here.
Linie ist
They're
gut.
in a good position.
Linie ist sehr gut. Yep. Freeze, ein tap. Yep, dem Fall. Ja, komm.
Kleiner Tap.
Ja.
No freeze. No freeze.
Well, pretty nice. Yeah. Pretty much the same situation again here for Scotland.
See if it's gesplit, kann ich cover mehr. Von dem weiss ich nicht. Ist gut gespielt. Sie recht fest können wischen, gell?
Yep. Okay, so just pretty much nose.
I think if we get this right in the nose, it should be close to springing quite a lot.
Okay.
At least we'll get 2 of them away.
Yep.
Steve Muirhead
Hard.
looking to
Whoa.
run this back.
Whoa, take off.
Oh, this is over curling as well and won't catch any of the yellows.
I just booted that, but I just kind of kicked it back. Is that okay?
Such a household name in curling.
Cave.
Already at such a young age.
Ja, dann macht sie wahrscheinlich den, hä? Aber dann haben wir da Nase drauf für 2 einfach. Ja, oder für 2. Okay, ja, ist gut. Ja, ich finde es nicht so schlecht. Ist gut. Ja. Ein bisschen reinwickeln. Ja.
Yep, celebrated quite a milestone yesterday.
Nein, ein bisschen zügiger. Ja.
300 international caps for Scotland and Great Britain.
Sie hat nachher einfach den Doppel, aber
And of course, won her first European title all the way back in 2011. The same year, same calendar year, she picked up a 4th consecutive World Junior title. And of course, went on a run to win, I believe, 7 European medals in a row.
sorry. Nur da. Sie wird wahrscheinlich den Freeze machen nachher.
Da meinst du, oder da macht sie den Freeze?
Dort wird sie den Freeze machen.
Wenn wir dann spielen?
Ich würde dort anders spielen.
Gegen 4 aber. Was ist, wenn wir bis den 4 Fuß spielen da? Da? Ja.
Wäre gut für mich.
Wie gesagt,
And
wir
where
können dort
Switzerland's
Linien
Ja,
machen.
gut.
lineup change
Ja, ist gut.
worked instantly. It's taken a little bit of time for Eve Muirhead. She's also struggled with some injuries.
Bis 8. Ja. Vor 8 ist auch okay.
And a couple of changes in lineup. Just looking for that perfect foursome to
T-line.
put in a few gears with.
Wir sind recht gut vor Länge. T-line immer noch an. Ziellinie. T-line. Fest. Alles durch. Fest. Vorne 4. Wow. Wir sind hinten 4.
Coming around here, down onto the tee line. Very nicely played.
Well, this one's going to catch the drag will come in. Whatever I do, they're going to like it.
No guard on these yellows, but they're all frozen. And the back ones are lined up on the red.
What'd you like? Either blast that and give them 3.
Blast that and give them
Damit
Ja,
er
ja.
zum Zählen kommt. Sonst hätten wir wie müssen legen, hätten wir besser gefunden wieder.
Ja.
Ist gut, haben wir uns glaube ich umentschieden. Der Stein ist mega schön.
Have the draw for the 3 anyway, and that's a much.
So they pick it, I think, for 4.
Yeah, or they could
Because
probably
that number 7's going nowhere.
Yeah.
I think we just do
Yeah,
that.
I think we
Give
need
them
to blast.
3.
Yep.
Blast it and give them
Yep.
3.
That's where the drag effect comes into play a tiny bit. Because there is some friction between the rocks, the striking bands. A little bit different from 2 snooker balls. You might see the second yellow be dragged a bit towards the left and jam on the stone tee line. Depends where Eve Muirhead will hit this one. How much weight. We'll see how this pans out very quickly. How many yellows can he actually spill?
Hard.
Definitely not a bad effort. Splits on line 2.
As he knew, they couldn't remove more than 2 there.
Nice shot.
And because the shooter stayed in top 8, they are lying 3rd and 4th shot.
Okay, dann würde ich sagen 60. Ja. Ich glaube 60 ist nicht schlecht. Ja. Was habe ich jetzt schon? Ich habe 68 gehabt. Okay, also für mich schneller. Ja, für mich schneller.
Sending a pretty strong message here already on the first end, Team Switzerland.
Achtung, Linie. Nicht die Schnellspur. Nein, Linie ist gut. Nicht die Schnellspur.
Last stone, first end. Alina Petts drawing to score 3. They've been all over Scotland so far. And this draw is made as well, so 3 points on the board for Switzerland. What an end of curling. It's washing over Scotland like a tornado here in the first end, but 9 more to go.
Sehr schön. Gut sind, hey.
Really better being short or heavier.
Gut. Vorne 4. Dinge weg gut. Länge ist recht gut. Ich würde noch hinein. Genau vorne 4. Dinge weg gut. Länge ist recht gut. Genau vorne 4. Länge ist gut. Ach gut. Ja. Genau vorne 4.
Switzerland gets us going here in the second end of this 10-end contest, which will work in Scotland's favour now at 3 down, but long way to go. It was a bit of a wake-up call there in the first end. But a 3 is not a disaster, especially not with the 5 rock rule. Like we're seeing 3s a lot more often in the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, definitely, and still 9 ends to go as well, so plenty of time. But Scotland will have seen clinical stone placement from Switzerland in that first end. But don't need to panic. Get her 2 back.
Patzi dran.
Länge ist okay.
Halt.
Besser.
Esther.
Länge ist recht gut.
Genau 12 Fuß.
Ist 12.
Schauen.
We have Russia playing Denmark as well this afternoon. They're in the first end. Russia with last stone here.
Yep, and they are lying 1, so Elena Kovaleva has an open draw for 2. Sweeper's quite happy with this one. And no problem. So a 2 in the board, first end.
We'll see Norway playing Estonia as well. That was the final at the European B group last season. Norway won it in the last end. Both getting promoted to the A group. Here's Marie Thurman.
Facing 2 Norwegian counters. Needs to virtually bite the 1 foot. Great shot.
Really nice draw. And Estonia scores 1. Well, that's an interesting battle. Estonia looking for revenge on Norway. Both those teams determined to stay up in the A group this year. Every win, every game, quite crucial.
It is, in the bigger picture, you know, ranking here means world qualification points, which means Olympic points.
If you're unlucky, 1 win could be the difference between qualifying for Worlds and getting relegated, well, depending on how the week pans out. See Jennifer Dodds here.
Hard, get away.
Shuffles the yellows and gets a bit of a nudge in behind the centre guard.
And 2 teams will also get to play in the world qualification event if they don't automatically qualify for the World Championships.
Pierre Charette, the Canadian, Quebec coach for Switzerland, one of many Canadian coaches here this week.
Oh, great shot. Esther Noren Schwander, renowned for her takeouts. Always very accurate.
I'm still looking 13.5 to 14.
Nancy Smith sitting next to David Murdoch on the bench for Scotland.
Yep. Nancy's the team coach, and Dave Murdoch is the head coach for men and women's programs.
Definitely bringing a lot of experience into that role.
Line's a little tight. Hard line. Hard line.
But even Muirhead's had a Canadian coach when Glenn Howard was in for a bit coaching.
Yep, a good combination. Enjoyed working with Glenn, but unfortunately That wasn't able to continue for this season.
Ich finde, das ist wie die Einspiellinie von der Esther.
Du kannst die spielen, wie du es draufgespielt hast.
Das hast du gespielt, das 70er
Ja,
Goal.
70 finde ich gut.
Nancy worked with Eve and was our coach at our very first Olympic Games in Vancouver, 2010.
It's only 19 at the time, I believe.
She was indeed.
Is oké. Carla, de knoek, hè. Achtung. Voor 8. Ja. Voor de 4. Ja. Nog linie. Ja. Ben je super. Ja.
So Switzerland now trying to come around the centre.
Perfect. T-line. 2 meter, 2 meter. Goed, schön.
Oh, great shot.
Schön, Tiri. Schön, Tiri. Goed, hè.
Very well swept.
Dat is een beetje meer als in training, oder?
Ja, ich kann schon auch, also ich kann auch so viel außerhalb gehen.
Scotland need to make sure they score at this end. Try and open things up here.
Das ist da ein schönes Finish.
But if we do, we're hopefully doing that.
Okay. Where do you want me to hit it, Eve?
Just big peel, kind of half to even thinner than half. Half's good. Okay. No. Big peel. Whoa. No. Whoa. Clean, yep. 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 Hard. You gotta go. Okay, Leute. Vanessa, gehalten mehr. Ja.
We'll see Russia, Denmark. Russia with a 2-point lead on the Danes. They have last rock here.
Russia line one. An opportunity for Matilda Halsey to get 2 back. Playing a Hathwaite tap back. And no problem. So a 2 in the board.
Yeah, good weight control there. Tied game after 2 ends.
God fart med den piger. Jeg kan slet den. Men jeg vil skyde på hakkmus.
The peel by Scotland didn't quite come off as they were hoping. Switzerland lying 3.
Hey, Carla, de knoek, hè. Ja,
Vi ser en knap for længe.
ja, neem een midt i.
1, 2.
Ja, neem een Esther.
Kan jeg også nog
Ja,
lægge?
kom helt.
Now this one really pulling up short.
Kijk, Nelly. Nelly.
Okay, goed zo.
Still a guard.
Yep, still guarding the shot that's top of the button, but it is very long.
I think there's a hole there.
My first thought was the nose double.
Because if we lose double, they'll lose back. And then we can come around.
Same way.
Here, wait.
Same way. No. Close. Yep. No. Whoa. Jane. Go, Jane, go.
Just a bit high.
Okay.
And we'll jam it. Switzerland will lie 2.
Aber kann sie den machen, dann hättest du den nachher immer noch.
Okay.
Wir können auch den abschießen.
Bin ich dran?
Ja.
Sie wird den machen. Wenn du weißt, wenn du nicht schön rollst.
Ich glaube, ich finde den einfach recht gut.
Also mach.
Ich finde es recht gut. Wir sind ja 3 vor.
Gut. Von innen?
Spielen wir ihn von außen. 9,5.
9,5, ja.
Halb. Ja. Das nicht ganz ein Centerline, gell? Ist es? Ja, vor der
So
Gel.
Switzerland just looking to hit this red and roll over. Guard the shot on the 4-foot.
Yep. Yep. Smash!
done it very early.
Wow.
Okay.
Ooh.
Big mistake there.
Does not hit the red. Peels out their own yellow. All of a sudden, Scotland a chance to hit the last yellow in the house and fly 2.
Have you not got an edge?
Big mistake from Helena Petts.
It'll come down nice once you just let me know.
Christmas has come a bit early.
Yep, just tight all the way.
Okay.
Norway, Estonia. It is
Just from the draws, but then it's fresh out there, so we think
looking
it's
like
nice.
maybe a run back for Christine Skosland, facing some trouble here.
I like it.
She's lying 2 against. Only shot is the raise on her front red guard. Ah. Steal of 1 for Estonia. So close, but yet so far.
Still good effort though. Cuts them down to a single, but Estonia will lead 2-0 as we see Eve Muirhead will make the hit.
Hard.
Just enough to remove that yellow. Actually hangs on.
Does it outcount the front one? Just seeing again there, Kristen Skasland's raise. So close to being perfect.
Helena Petts. Not sure if they're just peeling this and giving up the 2. A very thin double. She is the kind of player that would go for that kind of shot though.
Whoa, 9-8. Yep, yep.
Even just roll to there. It's not too bad. Trying to take away the draw path just a tiny bit. Forcing Muirhead to come through a port, across the centre line, makes it a bit more tricky.
We'll just keep
Okay, that's a little less than draw shot, which I think is good. Okay, like that.
So, great opportunity for Scotland to get their 2 back.
You won't get a present wrapped so neatly from Switzerland again, I think.
Easy lines.
Wait's good, T-line.
Line's good. T-line.
T-line.
Line's good.
T-line.
Line's good. Whoa. It needs to come off this yellow.
Are we needing a wee bouncer?
No.
Looks okay here. Just chipping off the yellow. Slides into the 8-foot. Score of 2 for Scotland. Came a bit out of nowhere, but they capitalise on Switzerland's mistake. And they're almost back on track here. Switzerland will lead 3-2 after 2 ends played here in Helsingborg.
probably been back.
8. Back 4.
Yeah, I would say back 4.
Really nicey.
Är det där vi strömde kollar in det så
Nej, klart nu.
Yeah, that was just for,
Er is even grond.
Nachher een beetje knapjes rond. Nachher is er dan
Uptight.
Hè?
Even if I don't mind it,
Wat is
turns
een
out
geheim
good.
Scotland playing Switzerland. That's a round robin game. 10 teams in the round robin in this championship. Everyone plays everyone, 9 games, and after that we put 4, the 4 best teams into the playoffs, semi-finals.
Okay.
So Melanie Barbizet sliding a bit deep. She'll favour Scotland.
First guard not really in the best place for Scotland though, a bit off the centre line, almost like corner guard.
6, 7. Line's good. 7, 8.
The Swiss won't be too concerned going around this guard. The forfeit will still be partially open.
No bump. No bump.
Yep. Perfect. Good.
Good,
Nice. Good sweep, guys.
Ja.
Fine.
Fine.
Good there.
Zit aan de poort.
Goed, Poort.
Ja.
Dat heb ik daar niet raus.
Was?
Mag niet, dan gaat hij niet raus. Ik vind Poort goed im Fall.
Also poort.
Ja. Goed.
Sneller.
Ja. Er is vast. Elfie.
Oh.
Er is sneller.
Patsy.
Hard.
Hard.
Goed.
Okay.
What weight would you have said she played?
11. What weight? 11 Eve.
Yeah. Okay.
Gradual curl.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. 11. Yep. Whoa. 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 Lauren.
Nice.
Well called.
Perfect weight.
Good job. Really nice weight.
Goed. Poort. Lengy goed.
Yep. Port. Yep. Best. Hackport. Best. Best.
Max on the guard here. Orange van der. Certainly keeps it open.
Okay. Guard that one on the forfeit.
A few mistakes slipping into the Swiss game. We take a look at all the scores. Czech Republic with a 3-2 lead on Germany.
More polished.
Tied game between Latvia and Sweden. Estonia still 2 up on Norway, and tied game between Russia and Denmark.
3. Line's good.
Mine's good.
3. Line's good. 2. Way only. 2, 3. Line's good. 3. Line's good.
We're tight.
Line's good. Whoa, easy.
Really tight.
Easy.
Good shot, Jen. Perfect. Good sweep, guys. Really nice. Really good.
Right. That's what Eve was saying there was. Nice, Jen.
Yeah. That glided nice.
Just what Eve was saying was.
What?
Nice.
Achtung.
Yep. Whoa.
Yeah. Okay.
Bit unlucky there. Orange van der runs it back. Just to stick it buried behind the guard. Real chance for Scotland to put some pressure on the Swiss and maybe get a steal here.
Pardon?
Just felt normal to you.
Yeah. If anything, I would say it's a touch faster compared to previous games.
Yeah.
Two.
Vicky. Vicky. Go.
Let's take a peek over on sheet E. Russia playing Denmark. Tied game. Chance for Kovaleva to put a couple on the board, I think, Rona.
Yep. Line 1. So just an open draw for 2. Needs to just be fully in the 8-foot. No sweeping required. And the 4-foot. So another 2 in the board.
And Russia leads it 4-2. Switzerland left a bit of an angle on the guards here. Chance to try and slash them, but this one over curling for Tirinzoni. And that's not helping too much.
Okay.
Yeah, really good position now for Scotland. Line 2, but it's a shot in the 4-foot that's well covered now.
Similar. Okay. I think that's good.
Yeah, I think that's pretty close. Line's good. Line's perfect. Line's perfect. Curl. We're at your brush. Curl. Easy. No, don't curl. Don't curl.
Telling the stone, no, don't curl. Please,
Good.
don't curl.
Pretty good spot.
Nice. Good.
Still an angle for Alina Petz. Run the red guard just placed by Scotland. Across the top of the yellow, run that yellow rock back onto the shot stone. Sounds simple enough when you draw it up, but
Absolutely. But to play it is slightly harder.
Tirinzoni with one more chance actually. Pardon? A little soft with the first one. See this one a bit wider. Close. Doesn't get a second yellow going. So the classic overcorrection there. A little tighter soft with the first one, and then either taking more ice, adding more weight, a bit more positive throw.
I would say it's pretty light. It's the fastest.
It's important to just change one of those things.
I think that's not too much, is it? No.
Sometimes
is that similar to Lauren? Yeah, same.
your skipper vice will give you more ice, and then you throw it a little extra positive as well, so you kind of double up and you end up with an overcorrection.
Okay, line's nice.
Wanna go for weight a wee bit?
No, Jen, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Line's good.
Easy, Jen.
Line's out there, hair tight. Just stop when you can.
Line's good.
Over and up, Jen.
Just want to guard this raise.
Line's good. Close.
Whoa.
Yep.
That's fine.
Whoa.
That's fine. Whoa. Good. Well swiped.
Really nice weight. Nicey.
Good job.
That's it.
So good positioning there from Eve.
Visa Dolly. Ja. Alltså. Corner freeze.
Switzerland knows.
Höher visa Dolly. Goed, ik denk iets om hem zo terug te
They run the guards. Scotland just puts the guard back. They'll be drawing the button for one. If they can't even get both guards, I mean, it might see Scotland come in like 3. So Alina Petz will try and come in right now. Might even set up for a deuce here if she makes a really good one. But of course, you miss this, especially if you miss it deep, you can be in further trouble.
Hinget Dolly. Plaats, veel plaats. Hinget Dolly. Paraat, Melly.
Alina Petz, though, she's made some clutch shots under pressure before. This one's hanging a bit wide. Would love to sit for shot at least, and they do. Kind of behind that red stone actually.
Yeah, just a pound heavy in weight, doesn't it? Took its time to take the draw.
We do that, or we freeze
But
it.
Scotland have to make a play on it.
As they talk that over,
Or we freeze.
we'll have a look at Germany, Czech Republic. It is the Czechs with last rock here.
It's back, button.
And an opportunity to score a few here. There's quite a few yellows around the head. Anna Kubitskova. Just needs to raise yellow onto red. Oh my goodness. A complete flash. Big opportunity missed there for Czech Republic. And a steal for Germany. They tie the game, 3-all.
Muirhead will play the draw here, as contemplating hitting that yellow. But if you can put the stone right on the button here, frozen on that yellow, it will be tough for Switzerland to score. And need to bring it a bit further, bring it deeper, all the way down onto the yellow, but they don't get there. Lost that one.
Still swept.
Such a good attempt. I think Switzerland lying one. It is not an easy draw for two. Not working with a lot of real estate here, Alina Petz, but she'll go for it.
And she can't afford to nick the red either. Not far away from being absolutely perfect from Eve, but still reduces the scoring zone now for Switzerland. Not an easy draw.
Well, some say you have to dare to lose to win. Not playing it safe here, for sure. Giving this a go. This needs to be inch perfect, millimeter perfect. No inch van der Barbazat on the sweep here. Their job is to put this on the tee line. Do they have the weight? Do they have the line? It is looking close, or have they overcooked it? I think they have. Oh, so close for Switzerland. Just a few licks too many.
Yes.
So close to being perfect.
Well, they had that one. That was a good throw. But sometimes that happens. Overcooked just a tiny bit. Still one for Switzerland. They will lead this game 4-2.
Einmal hin und nachher, wenn er perfekt ist. Ja, das finde ich gut. Ja. Und dann sie geschrieben, oder mir? Wir haben einen geschrieben. Wir sind schon mal zeigen, du Frau. Ja. Schon 60, ich finde auch.
Hinein, ich bin schnell weg.
Hinein, Länge ist nicht so schlecht.
Länge sehr gut.
Ja. Länge ist gut. Es geht noch Hinein, noch
Nicht tief. Nur fahren 4.
Länge ist recht gut.
Go, go, go!
Gut.
Switzerland will get us going here in the fourth end. After scoring the 3 in the first end, it's been Scotland putting a little bit of pressure on. They were handed the chance to score 2 by Alina Petz and her mistake in the second end, but in the third, making a lot of good shots.
good, just here.
Petzover did have a chance to
line's good.
draw for 2, very
Fine,
close
Jen, it's fine.
Nice.
to making it, but
Well set.
Scotland will be pretty happy getting the force and getting the hammer back. We'll try and set up for another score of 2 here.
Nice judge. That was quick to...
Try and leap in front. Or tie it up, rather.
En er rausknop.
Linie is goed.
Wortelvlie, linie, wortelvlie.
Solid numbers for Melanie Barbizot
Lijn is recht goed.
so far this week.
Lijn is goed, Tru.
Zeer lang. Bis. Ich glaube jetzt nur noch zu früh. Er ist früh.
Schön. Kurz findest du es dann nicht.
Ich habe gemeint, der jemand hat gesagt, es ist eng.
Perfect setup once again.
Goed, Melly.
Getting those stones online.
I think it'll be gradual. 12 and a half. 12 to 12 and a half. Yeah.
We'll see the tech shot employed here. Split on the center guard. Trying to neutralize the guard itself, but also trying to roll the shooter onto the rings, at least out to the side.
Ja! Ja! Hard, Lauren! Get in the hand of their team! Hard, Lauren! Really hard, really hard.
Not allowed to remove that stone from play.
Hardy, Hardy. Good.
Good.
Perfect.
Tirinzoni trying to sweep that out of play.
Really nicely played. It's biting the rings.
Hey,
Technical timeout by Switzerland.
Yep, it's the only time you can measure during an end to see if it is in the free guard zone or not.
You were over it then.
Jetzt etwas anderes.
Ja, was sind denn
Look at the 6-foot measure on.
Scotland are saying it's in. Switzerland can have the option to check it.
12.
Canoe curler who measured once, brought the umpire on, measured, and changed his mind through a guard.
Was that you?
Not me. So by measuring, we're expecting Switzerland to make a play here. If it's in the rings.
Very close.
It's out.
Eve's looking perplexed at that one. She thought it was definitely in.
Classic. Yeah. Yeah.
voor het 12. Ging niet zo slecht, Tru.
Kijk, Linie is in de breik.
Ja, we zitten in. Ja, we zitten zeker in. Voor een 8. 12 komt op. We zijn immer nog in.
Linie komt jetzt gut.
Vielleicht, ja, vielleicht knapp nicht.
Well, I can assure you that this one is in.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
I agree.
Eve's definitely saying it is in the ring. But the umpire measured and it's not.
Doesn't look very in from here.
Nice peel!
You can't
This will make a
argue
wee
with
bit
the measure.
after
Peel! Yes! Yes! Whoa! 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 Yep, 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 yep.
Nice.
That looks so
Dat is toch niet. Nee, dat is niet weggeblazen.
ja, dat vind ik goed.
The measure says it's out.
The rings are out then.
Yes! Whoa! 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 Yep, 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 yep.
A really nice double.
Nice.
Squat.
I'm not actually sure if Switzerland would make a play on it. Maybe they're just using the opportunity to figure out if it was in or not. Or later in the end. We'll never know.
Well, it makes a difference, doesn't it? You know, for Scotland probably, do they play for their 2 or are they blanking an end? So now that they know the answer to the question, they could play it out differently.
I think we've seen that before, where a team thought the rock was out, went to blank the end. 6-foot measure comes on, it's on the rings, scoring your one.
Take your one.
And I've also seen a team trying to blank, but nosing, measure, get their 2. So
That's a nice one to have.
that's a better way to do it. As we see Jennifer Dodds come around the corner guard. And we can definitely say Scotland is only line 1 here. But,
Really nice draw. Top tee, completely covered.
Voor een 4, Huggie.
Ja.
Zo 70. Ja.
Aber Guse läuft schön. Ja, bitte
13,8 kann ich haben.
See the time clocks there behind the teams. Got 38 minutes of thinking time
Yep.
to play the 10 ends. It's up to them how they use up that time.
I'd suggest spreading it out over the 10 ends.
Yeah, you usually be a bit quicker in the first 5, and then the second half of the game you've got that leeway on time just to have a bit more time to think and play the ends.
Komt af. Linie zeer voor.
Certainly don't want to be rushed coming into the 10th end of a game.
At the same time, with the thinking time, you can play an end really quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably play an end in 30 seconds if you needed to.
So Savannah Tiranzoni
Yeah, somewhere between that 30 and a half.
comes up short.
So let's make sure we're fully.
Yeah.
Taking a look over Russia, Denmark. Looks like Russia allowing a couple here. Denmark in trouble.
Yep, Mithil Kahatsi. Not got an easy way into the button here.
Running.
An awful lot of Russian stones.
Running.
And this is coming up short.
Okay, as long as we beat that hill.
Big
we're
mistake.
good, we're good, we're good, we're good.
Looks like a score of 3 there.
You know, just make it a wee bit just
So after 4,
a little bit. Come on.
Dit hadden we lidt længere.
Russia leads 7-2.
Lidt længere ud.
It's funny how the momentum in a game can change. You know, the first end, Switzerland really had the momentum right up until that point where Elena Pats missed the takeout, took her own out the house, and ever since then, Scotland just seemed to have that slight edge.
Nu naar. Nu. Wel. Nu. Ja. Wel. Nelly. Goed, Sophie. Goed, goed. Korksfoot. Korksfoot. Diep kop.
Do you like nose or do you want to freeze?
I like nose.
Okay, 10.
Okay. Was her just gradual there?
Yeah.
Inside goes okay.
So just want to nose this, lie to.
10. Easy. 9.5. No then. Vicky.
It's on the high side at the moment. Trying to pull it in. Actually does stay biting. Jamming on the side. So Scotland lie 1 and 3.
glaube ich, recht gut sein. Ich finde es auch gut. Wichtig gut.
Just,
A tall in this stuff, right?
Yeah.
You need to just do what you just did with your first one. But I guess it's whatever you were happiest for.
Yeah.
Schwach 70 ist gut. Okay, 75. Vor 8, vor 4.
Elena Pitts, high numbers for
Sehr viel Platz.
4-stone thrower.
Nein, nicht zu fest. Die Linie. Linie ist gut. Er ist kurz.
She needs to come around the centre guard though.
Wechseln. 12 Fuß. 3. Nur 3.
And that's way short.
Ist so viel weiter raus gewesen? Nein. Das ist verdammt nicht gut gelaufen. 66 Schuld.
Both teams with struggles now.
8 to 12, or that too much?
14. It's going to be in total
Well,
fresh
that was
stuff. 14-7.
Yeah. But you just might need a wee.
Bit further out. Yeah. I think I need to give you like 5 foot, don't I?
Yeah.
Preferably not deep.
Yeah.
Deep's a disaster, but
5 would be close.
yeah, I think just kind of keep brushes down.
Yeah. I'll go on first.
Okay.
Scotland want to keep this top tee. Don't want to give anything for Switzerland to freeze.
Okay, I think we're all there.
7, 8, 8.
Kate, stay with it. 8. 8's good.
8 just now.
Never line. Line's high. Vicky, if anyone.
8.
Still 8.
Yeah, Vic. Yeah, Vic. Yes, Jen, 2. Hard. Hard, Vicky. Hard, need to beat that.
Hard.
Oh.
Stays quite open.
Gar nicht zu weit weg. Also ich meine einfach, dass es gefährlich wird.
9,5. So.
Ja,
And
wenn
Switzerland have got quite a lot of room to roll here.
Gut, ja.
They can roll behind the close yellow guards, or they can roll right across to the corner. At back 8 foot
Ja.
and still lie shot.
9,5. Ja.
Wie lang station?
9,5. Ja. Es ist jetzt recht gerade gelaufen alles. Ich glaube, es ist gut so viel zum Wicken.
Ja, voll.
Das ist gut. Machen wir einen gut. Ja. Gut. 9. Belly. Belly.
There is where same spot where Lauren Gray
Okay.
caught a rock high. Maybe just running a bit straighter than this spot. The draw's not really finishing either.
Yeah, just inside 12. You're a 13 course.
She's given it much less.
No.
Haven't played that much down this path though.
Yeah, or a foot
Didn't
on.
really play a lot of rocks here in the second end. And of course, the other two ends been
I
playing
think the same weight should be good.
Yeah.
away.
It's only been 1 stone. They just did a bit of sweeping up there.
I'm used to it as well.
Although should have played this path quite a bit in practice.
That's the same ice.
But
Okay.
if it's been
So we need to be kind of
if it's been left for a while, it might slow down a bit.
But Eve's just played down here for her drop. She knows the ice, she knows the weight.
3 draws coming down here. Elena
Same
Pets
line.
also had that one coming
Even back
up
eight,
short,
fine.
so
Make sure you're here.
Over there.
Have a look.
should have figured it out by
Line's
now.
the same. Line's high.
Just
Line's
needs
good.
to bite the 8 foot.
Make sure it can be back 8, that side. Touch and white.
And this
Well
one
played.
will come in
Good.
to the 8 foot.
Really well played, guys.
Coming off that.
No. Really good throws, really good commitment.
So there we go.
Really good commitment.
After 4 ends of play,
Good. Good sweeping.
out there. Like
Yeah, good sweeping.
it is all tied.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good sweeping.
Yeah, good to get back to Peels.
Right.
Do you like just going top 4 and just letting them, or do you like? That would, yeah, force. can. Line's Carolyn.
We're nice.
Line's good.
Let it come down. We're good.
Line's perfect.
15.
14-7. Good.
Nice, Vic.
Good, Vic.
Fifth end of play, tied game. Scotland's managed to tie it up with a couple of deuces after conceding that 3 in the first end. Both teams making some mistakes though. Far from the perfect game so far. Swiss looking so good in the first end. And starting to step up a bit and definitely let Scotland back in the game here.
Okay. Okay. Good. Hey, what's up? Okay. Going range. Line's a little tight! Score 5! Hard line! Score! Hard line! You got it! You got it! Go though! Hard, Lauren! Hard, Lauren! You got it! Come on! Go! 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 That's fine. Good sweep.
Okay, that's good.
14-3.
14-3, yes. We just need that.
Normal!
Just caught the top guard.
That it has been the whole time.
Allows Melanie Barbazat to remove it.
Yep. Fish. Okay. Good. Good.
We'll take a look at Norway, Estonia.
And a great chance here for Norway.
Nice, Theo!
Tap that yellow back at the back of the forefoot. A potential to score 4. Kristen Skaslin just playing a tap back.
Whoa! 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 Go, Radley! Flags up! Flags up!
It's got a long way to curl.
Really go, Radley! Really go, Radley here.
And goes past it. So just a score of 2 for Norway.
Good foul. Look at
Could have just drawn for 3 there.
Yeah.
Go big or go home. All tied. Oh, look at this roll here. That's very good. Launch found it.
11!
I'm thinking that's max.
Not too sure.
We're maybe thinking just a hair less for 11.
Okay, I like that.
I'm more comfortable with that, Jen. I like that.
11! Torrin! Touch first! 10 and a half! Hands up! Where's Julia?
Hard, Lauren, you got it.
Trying to make this curl. Does enough to remove it.
Good sweep.
Shooter rolls out.
Solid.
So now Switzerland can get around their corner.
10-3.
We're struggling with those 11s.
What?
I think that ice we're doing good.
Yeah, I think that ice would be good for 11.
Yeah.
That was the second heavy, so.
Vor Nacht.
Ja, ist die T-Line ändert. T-Line.
Vor Nacht immer noch.
T-Line.
Ja.
Ich würde gar nicht machen.
Wir sind in Nacht.
Er muss
Oh,
mega
dann ist
bremsen.
stoppen.
Er ist sicher drin, aber ja, das war's.
This is heavy. Is it going to stop at all? It doesn't. Straight through. So errors creeping in both sides here.
It should run pretty straight. Yeah.
So Lauren Gray just remove this corner guard. to eliminate any chance of losing a 2.
Go! Gotta go! Gotta go! Okay, good, good, good. Well swept.
No problem.
Well swept.
Ja, ja. Das ist schön schnell.
And with both teams just being a wee bit unsettled, Switzerland probably wouldn't mind just blanking this end, getting the 5th end break, settling down, coming back out with the hammer.
Yeah, good to bring the hammer into the even ends as well.
Was die Linie?
Of course, after 5, you'll see 3 even ends left, so keep the hammer efficiency up. They'll be scoring 3 times to Scotland's 2.
Centro! Yeah! Hard! Yes! Whoa! 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 Nah, we're away, we're away. Okay.
Come on. Okay, Linie dan. Die gleiche Linie.
Ein bisschen kürzer.
Ein bisschen weiter innen.
Ein bisschen kürzer auch.
Okay. Sicher ins Haus, hä?
Musst.
Kommt. Kom. Kommt, weiter, noch ein bisschen. Go, 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 Esther, kom. De haas, kom. Go, 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 go. Okay.
Just leave it a bit short.
Another half mistake from Switzerland as we move over to Germany, Czech Republic. Looks like Anna Kabeshkova has a chance to double her score.
Just clip is 14-50.
Yeah, after the missed opportunity at the last end, a nose hit here for 3, and no problem this time.
Lauren, let's go back!
6-3, Czech Republic will lead Germany.
Oh,
Or?
maybe having a look at that one might be a measure.
In or not?
Wow.
That biter stick will come out again.
Yeah, I think we'll get back to you on that then and see if it's a 3 or a 4. Umpire's getting a few extra steps in for today.
T-line, guys. 5-6. Yep, keep it coming, T-line.
You find that some days the umpires have no measures and other days they have them every single game.
Looking good, guys. Keep it straight.
4-5.
Hard. You're looking good. Hard.
You gotta go, you gotta go, you
Hard.
gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go.
Hard, hard, hard.
Go, go, go.
Good sweep. 14 nice. Good.
Sorry, Lauren, I'm shouting, let's go back.
Okay, yeah.
And then you could dice
Nina holds.
Yeah. I had absolutely no idea what you were saying. That's how I'm like, no, don't know what's happening.
Ja, ik vind al in de knop, ja. Nu nog houden. Oké. Wikken meer rüber.
Wir tun mit Wicken, aber es ist eher Maximum Eis fürs Wicken. Also weißt du. Okay. Ja, ich finde ja. Es läuft recht gerade.
Gut. Ja. 9,5.
Ja, 9,5 ist gut.
Ja.
Scotland just drawing to the open side.
Best. Alles, 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 alles.
And Pets will hit and roll out here, so that's a big mistake.
Okay.
That allows Scotland to come around that corner guard and get the force. A lot of unforced errors, mistakes from both teams here. Wonder if just losing a bit of focus as we see the 3 going up.
Even half buddy's pretty good here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
So Czech Republic will lead 6-3. Switzerland would love a blank here in the 5th, but handling Scotland the opportunity to take that away from them. Doesn't really matter how deep this is, just get it buried.
Line's good.
Just get buried, even half a round.
Line's good.
Attempt.
Sticky.
Swinging.
Thoughts,
Hard
right?
curl. Take it back. Get it buried, Jen.
Trying to bring this as deep as possible.
All the way.
Get it buried,
Well,
and
well
it
played,
is
guys.
looking pretty perfect. And there will be no blank for Switzerland here.
Well swept.
Really good force from Scotland.
Pin.
Ich denke, 60 ist gut. Sie wäre ein bisschen angezogen, finde ich.
Okay. Ja. Irgendwo zwischen 60 und 70.
Ja.
Last stone, 5th end. Mistake on the first one.
72 läuft da mega gerade.
We'll try to make up for it
Linie ist
with
gut.
making this draw for the single.
Ist gut, Esther. Linie ist gut. Alles dort.
Pet's already on her way back,
Gut,
knows
Linie.
that the draw is good here,
Jetzt noch.
and it's right on the button for a single point. So Switzerland will have the smallest of leads coming into halftime, 5-4, and maybe a break will do them both good here. 5 minutes off the ice to just gather some thoughts. Taking a look back at the first 5. Scotland, Switzerland. First end, last one for Alina Petz. A draw to score 3, and the draw is good. 3 points on the board. First end for the Swiss. Scotland scores a 2 in the second. A chance for Petz to score 2 right back. Not a lot of room to work with. Needs to draw side button here. But Neuschwander Barbizet just overcooking this by a few inches. So only the single. Still a 4-2 lead for the Swiss. Fourth end for Scotland.
Same line.
A chance to draw
Even back.
for the deuce.
Well played.
No problems there from your head.
Good sweeping.
Out there, like
Yeah,
that,
good
sitting
sweeping.
wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good sweeping.
yeah. Good to get back to Peels.
Great.
And here we see all the scores this afternoon. Germany trailing Czech Republic 3-6. Sweden is up 4-1 on Latvia. Estonia scoring another deuce and leading Norway by 2. Russia is up 7-3 on Denmark.
You know, we can almost go later about being aggressive. You know, remember they had one top of the house there.
Yeah.
So what you can do is to guarantee you can move that one, they'll hit, then you go around.
Right. Yeah.
I liked what you did because it was like, that was the aggressive call, and I thought, well, we need back in the game, so I like it.
Making sure we score.
But what you can do is you can manipulate that and just say,
Because
you know,
even if you're
take control.
they're probably going to move it, aren't they?
Well, they've got to play. Like even you nut it, they've got to move.
Reset. All good.
Machen wir eine gute zweite Hälfte, Freunde.
gehe mal rüber.
Ja, mach das.
Ist es okay?
Ja, natürlich.
We see the stats. Scotland playing 81%, Switzerland 71. And surely the Swiss a bit on a decline after that first end and letting Scotland back in it. But it is Switzerland with a 1-point lead after 5 ends, but Scotland with last on advantage, as we'll return very shortly for the 6th end.
Ja, daar vind ik.
10.5, 11. Hard.
Okay, Linie gut.
Because we do curl there.
Wow!
Okay. Sehr schön angeklopft.
Also 6.
Du kannst nicht durchputzen, das hat so viel Stücke.
Jane will get better consistency in now. You know better than me. I don't know. I just a thought. What can we do to get them lined?
Okay. Gut, also wir gehen rein.
Ja.
Ich denke, 60 bis 70 ist gut.
Ich bin
Jetzt
wieder
gut
lang.
da.
Länge ist nicht so schlecht.
Sehr schnell.
Ich bin auch eher lang noch im Moment. Aber ist nicht schlecht, ist recht nah. Ist genug lang. Linie ist gut. Er ist natürlich Zielline.
Kommt jetzt rein. Machen wir perfekt.
Teams back on the ice for the 6th end. We're in Helsingborg, Sweden, for the Legrier AOP European Curling Championships 2019. Round robin play. I'm Sander Olvag, joined by Rona Howie. Certainly, the first 5 ends, that's been a bit up and down for both teams.
Yeah, certainly has. Pierre's creeping in from both sides, and there's another one. Corner guard just slipping into the rings.
Seen that a few times at the 6th end.
Yep, after the Icemen have mopped the ice at the 5th end break. Just that bit slicker coming back on. Very good numbers for Melanie Barbazat today.
8,5, 9.
Surely that's not, or should not be, a surprise to a team like this, though, that the ice can be a bit quicker. Not sure if it is, or if it's just simply a mistake, but we do see that happen from time to time.
But both these teams are very experienced.
Just here. We're all there. We're all there. Line only. 1, 2. Right 2. Line's good. Line's good.
Bit of a half mistake by Barbazat, leaving the yellow as a corner guard. Scotland happy to guard the guard.
Yeah, definitely. They've got the double guard up now.
Ich hätte es sogar gemacht, ja. Ja.
Okay.
Ja.
Low numbers today for Nan Schwander. She's usually a very steady second player. She's had her woes today.
Nein, ist nicht gut. Ja, wir können immer. Komm, immer, kannst immer. Gut, Länge. Ja, man hat gut gesehen, Melli.
So a pretty good centre guard.
Nice peel. How much do I need to hit Eve? Half.
5 stones have been played, so the guard zone is over. Going for the double clear.
Okay, good. That's good.
Just pushes it into the rings, but it does leave that double corner guard of the Reds.
That was a funny one for her because normally it's thicker than what she thinks, but not. Oh no, that was thicker as well.
Switzerland will just put up the centre guard again.
Sicher 12 Fuß. Ja, wir sind 12.
This one's sliding in though.
Dat is nog 12. Ja, tiefer als daar. Goed. Ook zet die. Sorry.
I don't mind if that jams. Let's get the roll.
Yep. You had a nice one here before, Jen.
10.
Okay. So 10 will curl quite big after all that.
Yeah. Keep a brush down.
Yep.
So a great chance here for Scotland to get the roll behind cover.
You gotta go. Keep going, go.
Hard.
Okay, that's good.
That's good.
That's good. Yes! Hard, Lauren! Hard, Lauren, you gotta go! Keep going, go!
Hard.
Okay, that's good.
That's good.
That's good.
So it does remove one yellow and pushes the other behind the corner. It is back tee, so it's a good stopper for Scotland to freeze later in the end. It's really important now for Switzerland to keep their shooter in play and not allow Scotland a chance to come around.
You know. Yep. Go. Ja. Whoa. Okay.
Switzerland do lie 3. A great setup for Scotland now to use these guards. Get in behind.
Wayne, good! 6. Wayne! 6. Whoa! 6. Vicky! That's 6. 5-6. Needs to curl. Hard, Vicky! Hard, Vicky! You can't harm it. Go! Hard, Vicky! All the way! Hard. Right in. Keep going. Okay.
A really good effort, very well swept.
Klein.
Okay.
Ich kann es rausstoßen, oder?
Ja, sie ist recht weit, der geht verliert.
Ja.
Gut.
Steht gut. Da läuft noch gut. Ihr habt 14-4 gehabt.
Ja. Gut.
Machen wir gut. Grab weg, Klein. Klein mehr.
Warte, ist einer bereit?
Klein mehr.
Eli.
Oh, Achtung, Esther.
Just trying to play a
Eli.
back ring
Oh, Esther.
tap back.
Eli, shooter.
Does jam, but
Okay.
great result of the shooter. Rolls in behind the centre guard.
Okay.
So your intern is curling.
Russia, Denmark.
10.
Yeah, Kovaleva, chance here. Denmark have got one half checked.
I like 10.
Needs to split it out. no problem. Russia pick up another 2.
And I think that game is over. Denmark will concede here. A 9-3 final score for Russia. Another win in the books. So a young Danish side. Definitely facing off against some stern competition. And the Russians with a 3rd win. Well en route to the playoffs, but still early.
And Scotland building up a lot of reds in here. Hit the top one and rolled over.
Bleib im Fall auch da, ist es okay? Ja, also rausläuft fast Max. Ja, T-Line.
So Scotland just need to be a wee bit careful.
T-Line wäre gut. Der hat sie nicht den Top und T-Line sind, oder? Gut. Dann können wir fließen ja. Gut. Ich habe ihre 14-4 gehabt. Ich weiss gleich wie da gegangen vor in meinen letzten. Ja,
A good draw here could take the end away. Take those red rocks out of contention. Out of consideration.
T! Inge gut! Schnell noch! Wie lang ist er? Gut! Oh! Wie lang ist er?
Down to Neunschwander and Barbizat here.
Linie ist sehr gut!
Judge the weight. Either put this on the corner of the top red or all the way down onto the T-line. Pretty good spot there.
No, you're always going to be on the red.
Thinking thin double.
Well, is it worth it?
We've either got the thin double or we've got this.
Taking a look over at Norway, Estonia. It is Estonia with shot stone on the button.
But you're hitting it so thin.
Yeah, Kristen Skaslin was having a look to see if she could come round and tap that yellow back. But it was which hand would be easier. So trying to come through past the top guard and then the one in the 8-foot.
Well, the same spot she threw 2 ends ago. Had that tap for a potential 4. It undercurled. And this one's going now.
Is she passed? Oh, she's not. This one still.
I think so. I think the main objective is
Well, lost that one. Estonia picked up another point, leading Norway 5-2.
I prefer the hit and roll personally. What do you guys think?
So the battle of the newly promoted teams continue.
What was my last 9-7? Just like even though I was a touch hair positive because she tends to play down low.
What has Scotland decided to do here? Hit and roll?
Yes, looked at the thin double, but deciding to go for the hit and roll just now.
Lauren was 9-7, and she said played it positive.
Yeah, I quite like the way she threw it.
Okay. Hairless!
14.
Close, easy. 10. Whoa. Clean, yep. Whoa, yep. Hard. You're going to go.
10.5.
Over curls. Well, sit right on the nose.
That's it.
Switzerland trying to figure out where to leave their shooter.
Yeah, this is a really key shot for Switzerland.
Het was niet zeker. Nee, ik ben niet zeker.
Ik glaube, so kann sie.
It was, yeah, once it kind of went halfway, it just kind of went.
Finde ich auch gut, aber nur schnell wegen dem Wischen.
Nase ist auch gut, finde ich, ja. Der Nase, der bleibt immer da hängen.
Ja, von dieser Seite schon, von dieser geht er dann auch.
Genau, ja.
Okay.
Genau.
Und selbst wenn er so ist, ist ja auch immer noch gut.
Ja,
Steht er nicht. Also, aber lieber auf diese Seite.
Ja. Gut. 9,5. Von welcher Seite? Ja. So. Ja.
I think they're happy to just play this on the nose.
Schlussgärle zu fest, ja. Das Minimum. Oder noch ein bisschen mehr geben.
Don't think rolling to the right of the screen is any good. Potentially leave a double on the L's.
auf die Seite von der Melli, aber nasse ist auch nicht
I think what they're saying is nose hit or even a nudge to the left.
Sicher im 8-Foot.
Should be okay.
They've got the whole of the 8-foot to roll to be second shot.
Because of where that yellow and the 8-foot sits, it's always jamming on the red stone next to it. Should be fairly safe here.
Gut. Tip. Tip.
This is a bigger weight than Eve had played, so it's hanging.
Might roll the wrong way. And where will it roll?
Okay.
Have they got away with it? Or not?
Might be a double here now for 2.
Yep, there is.
Maybe 2, because I think our
I'm thinking a third. Third? Yeah. It's difficult to get that too thin.
Yeah, exactly. That's just like
I think as much as you can see it.
Yep. I think we also move a little in here. Yeah, I like that, Eve.
She won't be able to see much of it from the hack, but she can see enough.
Yeah.
Switzerland should actually have swept that and got a better rollover.
True.
Thin half. Yep. Okay. I think this will move a little.
Rolls a few more inches and the double's not there.
Yeah, that peel.
Almost a worse spot.
Just like a nice peel. We don't have to. That's good. Just basically hit what I see. Yeah.
Typical, innit? You can roll to here, 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 and here, just not here.
Yep.
And that's where you end up. Still needs to be made here by Muirhead. We'll lose the shooter, but double the L's out of there. We'll leave them scoring 2 red. Looks close. 1, 2, no. Too thin. And Switzerland will steal. That was a great chance for Scotland to pick up their 3rd deuce. But it will be Switzerland to have a 2-point lead after 6.
Ja, nein, wirklich einfach Stein gut platzieren. Ja. Wir spielen nicht, also wir spielen es nicht so schlecht, aber der zum Beispiel auch ist jetzt
Ich finde ihn recht gut im Fall.
eigentlich eher knapp.
Wir können jederzeit, hä? Finde ihn gut? Ich glaube, er ist ein bisschen knapp.
Ist recht gut.
Eher Alina, ja.
Dann ist okay. Gute Länge, gut.
Team Switzerland with a 2-point lead on Scotland. Missed opportunity by Eve Muirhead and the Scots. Double for 2. Ended up in a steal. But you get the sense that this game is still wide open.
Halfway. 3. Just tight.
Yep, certainly is.
No. You can't.
No, we
Still
can't.
4 ends to go.
I think we should just be okay though. We should be. Yeah.
We're good.
Okay.
Okay, good night.
Stop. Matthew again.
Don't think we need the measure for that one.
12.
Close though.
Definitely out.
Yep.
Das habe ich jetzt gespielt. 78. Ich komme nochmal gleich. Ich glaube irgendwie.
Ding ist gut.
Ich finde ihn recht gut.
Ding ist nicht so schlecht.
Hat die gleiche Linie.
Länge ist recht gut, ich muss glauben.
Hat die gleiche Linie.
Länge ist weiter raus, Länge weiter raus. Länge ist ähnlich wie vorher.
12 Fuß. Bis 8. Ganz 8 sogar.
Good luck.
We have a final score. Sweden picks up the win on Latvia 9-2.
Yeah.
Looking pretty strong here at home. Only lost to Switzerland.
Line's a lot tighter than this one.
Also scored a 5 there in the last 10.
Keep it
Sweden.
high, Jen. Just Jen. Line's good.
We're good. We're one.
Well, let it stop. It's going to overcurl.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay.
Good.
Das im Haus oder ist 3?
Nice, 12. 12 Fuß.
12, okay.
So Scotland have their double guard. Switzerland will just put up their guard over their 2 in the house.
Länge ist gut, 3, 12. 12, hè? Sicher 12.
Noch nicht ganz. Noch nicht ganz.
3, 12.
Bist.
Jetzt bin ich verwirrt.
Gut, Esther. Echt gute Länge.
Ja, aber ich meine so viel.
So that one overcurled a bit.
Okay. This will run dead straight.
Allows Scotland to get a double and a roll here. You can see both teams have 14 minutes left. Plenty time for thinking for the second half of the game.
Whoa. Any roll. Good. Nice shot, Jen. Perfect. Nice shot.
Good, Colin. He's good.
Findest du einfacher, oder? Weder über den Vorder. Nein, ist gut. Bord ist gut.
Gut, da hast du.
You see all the scores, 2 final scores. The Sweden game picking up the win on Latvia. Russia also with a win over Denmark. Still ongoing is Germany, Czech Republic. The Czechs up by 2. Also Estonia with a 5-2 lead over Norway.
Oh, es war nicht einfach.
And a mistake here from Neuenschwander. She's had a few today. It's not like her.
She's really struggled today.
It can be tough sometimes. You miss a couple of shots in a row. Doesn't do wonders for your confidence, and it's just kind of hard to pull it back sometimes.
But a great opportunity now for Scotland. They can capitalise, get one round the corners.
7, 8. No, it looks flying.
Are we staying? We're okay, 7, 8.
Luke's flying. 8, 9.
Back 12.
Are we saying we can curl?
Don't touch it.
Fish, come.
Fish. Sit.
Okay.
And also.
Well, mistakes back to back here.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Jendo's not happy with that. She could have been short even there, given more cover in the corner.
Ja, das ist gut, das ist gut.
Back 12.
Are we saying we can curl?
Don't touch it.
Fish, come.
Fish. Sit.
Must say it's good they make the brooms a bit sturdy.
Just as well.
I don't think you'll find a single curler out there who hasn't banged their broom a few times this week.
But brushes over the years have got lighter and lighter.
It's true.
So it was when you used to bang them, they were always pretty sturdy. But if you snap it now, you're in trouble because you have to carry on with it.
in the ring. Hard. Hard, Vicky, you gotta go.
Good.
Oh,
Oh.
spins back
Okay,
in.
Lauren, good.
Also, Noonie. Ja, Noonie. Goed.
Good. Yep.
Oké, is goed.
Dan gaan we nog liever Oosthoezen, denk ik. Je moest vielleicht ein bisschen hoch. Ja. Für ein 9.
Yep. Yep. En nu nou.
Ja, ja. Ja, ja.
Bash. Kom. Bash.
Hard!
Bash, kom. Kom eens. Nog eens na.
Kom, nog niet. Kom, alsjeblieft, nog niet.
Goed.
Super geweest, Esther. Goed. Goed geweest, Esther. Goed.
Yeah, I like
Like a straight rock.
Well, if we blank,
10.
go for 2 and 8.
Are you sure you don't like straight drawing?
I like this. Okay, 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard to fit.
Hard, Vicky.
Hard. Hard to know.
Hey, whoa. Hey, Lauren. No sweat. Hey, Lauren. That's
10
fine.
3. Okay. Just the ice is.
You know.
Ja.
Stuk. Naast en even. Dat is goed, ja.
Is goed.
So important here for Elena Betts to keep her shooter in the house. Don't give Scotland a chance to come around their corners.
Nu niet. Er is sneller.
We saw that happen
Er
a few ends ago. Our Pets rolled out and left the draw in around the corner. Exact same situation, but this time we'll keep the shooter in play.
Goed, Patsy.
Except then Switzerland had the hammer, of course. And was forced to one. Scotland will be content with the blank, bringing the last one advantage into the eighth and even ends.
Okay.
10.
Clean.
Yep. Easy.
Yep.
Taking a look over at Norway, Estonia.
Right to it.
Hey, whoa.
Last stone for Kristin Skalsten.
Good 10.
Good weight.
Yeah, great chance to score big here. Currently line 2.
Nice weight, Eve.
Just needs to bite the rings. And they get a 3 on the board to make things look a bit better.
Yeah, that game is all tied after 7 ends.
Rustig lieg. En nu nou. Ja. Best. Best. Whoa.
And they make the roll here, Switzerland. Ah, no, overswept that one a tiny bit.
Yeah, they did. They would love to have got the roll behind and force Scotland to draw for one.
Nice, yep. Middle of
Got a chance now.
Yeah.
Scotland just to blank this,
Yeah, but you-
carry the
you
hammer into the 8th. Get their 2, force a 1,
Okay, just don't turn across the face.
Okay.
and then they can score at 10 with the hammer. Good game plan.
I actually don't think this is going to do much if I compare it to coming down this way. Plus just curl a little. Wee bit less.
Even your head for the blank.
Clean. Clean.
The 7th end, last stone.
Clean. Yep. Yep. Clean. Clean. Yep. Clean.
Just needs a piece here. And there we go. Blank end indeed. The score will remain the same. Switzerland will lead 6-4. Scotland carry the hammer into the 8th end.
See, that moved like how I expected that one to
No. I know.
Okay, right. Okay. Corner?
Yes.
Yeah, we need to go hard for 2 here.
Yeah.
Let's go a lot harder than what
Let's
we did.
really dial in on everything.
Ja,
here.
mag. Passief. Los, mal los richtig, ja. Ja, wir können es noch nicht mehr schnell anschauen. Ich hätte jetzt gesagt, sie macht eh 2 Garten, oder? Weil sie muss 2 machen. Okay. Gut.
Finden snel.
Ist gut. Also wir nicht, wenn er nicht finden lang im Moment. Ja, hinten 8, hinten 12. Ja. Hinten 8, 12, 9. 4 vielleicht.
Here's the scoreline. Scotland, Switzerland. This 4th game in the women's competition. Round robin. 6-4. Switzerland leads the Scots.
Three-quarters if you can. Line's good. Stay on it. Drag it. Curl it a little. 5. Get back.
Could hear Muirhead talk to her team in between ends, saying we're going to have to go hard for the 2 here. Take advantage of the even ends. Score a 2 here, maybe get a 4th and 9, and you score 2 back,
Länge ist nicht schlecht.
or even just a 1 for the win.
Genau vorne 4.
No, 2. Pardon.
Ja, ist gut.
It's been a long day
Genau vorne
already.
4.
Er ist vorne.
It's only the second game, Sander. It's a 4-draw day today.
Schön. Super. Gut. 14.
Just mentally
Right, coming in.
prepared to be tired. 2 rocks in the forfeit from Switzerland.
So asking Vicky Wright to come around.
Only draws today.
I think it's 5.
That guard's fairly high.
Not heavy.
Is accessible behind there.
5, 6. Line's good. 6. Right over curl. It won't, I don't think, Vic.
Okay, we're T-line.
Whoa. Just right here.
Top 8.
Line's good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Line's perfect. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay.
Perfect. Good.
Really
job,
nice.
Vic. Good, Vic.
Nicely played.
Drie. Chance 3.
It's a bit like chess curling. You have some standard openings to the ends, but after that, anything can really happen.
2. Schöner knapp. Okay, Ken, ja, Linie ist gut.
You a chess player, Rona?
Linie wäre gut.
No, not at all.
Nein, Linie ist gut. 2.
That's too technical a game for me.
It's easier to move the pieces.
Spot them, throw stones.
Yeah. At least they go where you want them to go every time.
Are you saying my stones didn't?
Well, I'm sure
You're
there's some
quite right.
sweeping errors. So this is a pretty normal setup. 2 rocks on the centre line and a guard to Scotland's corner and a rock in behind. Sometimes we do see just 2 corner guards, but this is a good come around by Vicky Wright.
Yep. Yeah. Hard.
Looking to run it back here. 1, 2, and 3. Doesn't kill the third one, but that's still a great shot by Jennifer Dodds. Tidies up that centre line and leaves the centre guard, but it is red, so very useful.
Yeah, really good run back. Unlucky just not to get that one back out the rings, but Scotland now lie behind the corner.
Looking to peel the corner guard here, Switzerland. And ends up running it back. Takes the stone in the house. Not sure if that was intended.
On the 14.5 side.
They'll take it.
Really nice tap, Jen. Does
Yeah.
roll gradually.
Okay, nice and positive still, Jen. This will be good.
Yeah, the call was to clear the corner, so Switzerland just got a bit lucky there.
Hey, line's good. 6. 6, 7.
There's still a guard for Scotland to come around.
6. Wait on the guys. Line's good. Easy, just wait, just wait. Wait on 6.
T-line.
Iron brush.
Line's
really good.
That T.
Okay, it'll be Lauren. No, Jen, no. T-line. No, Carol. Nothing, just let it stop.
Good, Jen.
Nice.
Nice.
Give me Jordan.
14.
See the comparisons on Orange van der, as we've mentioned, with some struggles this afternoon.
I saw. Ja, genau.
Also du kannst, wenn du entweder da, der Teppen oder die Garten. Teppen ist gut möglich, einfach damit wir zweimal liegen, wäre gut. Ja. Eben. Aber wenn du ein bisschen mehr Schnelligkeit hast, dann geht
So
das
Switzerland
Es
deciding
ist so viel in der Garten.
to use the timeout.
Ja, genau, so wenn dann schlechter Teppen.
Also run back corners.
She's
not being.
She's been tight on that out turn a lot. Well, not that one, everything she's been catching on the out turn.
Third rock, third, or come around or peel the guard.
Well, if you peel the guard, if I were her, I'd go on the center.
Yeah, me too.
And
So I don't
then
like
you're looking at 3 maybe.
Yeah.
So
Okay, then we tap that.
it's a tap or a freeze. So if you sit anywhere in front of it, then you.
I mean, we know the ice for the freeze, right?
Yeah,
Actually,
true.
the freeze is almost better. Yeah. It's
Like
easier than
really
for
on
the
the
tap.
A. Freezing. Yeah,
Even if you're here,
it's good.
We
Just
just
have
have
to
to
make sure that we keep the line. That's fine.
she passed the guard by that much.
Yeah, so I think you can corner freeze on it, or if they say it's a little heavy, you can tap it a little bit as long as you keep an angle.
Yeah.
But I don't think the straight. I'd go around if I were her.
No, I would just peel it, but
If you peel, they'll go around, and then.
So freeze. Genau aufs A.
Ganz hinten. Wir haben immer ein bisschen mehr gegeben, gell? Genau, ja. Das war 14-1, Tiri.
Are you happy with the outcome of this timeout, Rona?
Ja, ihr dort habe ich 13,8 gehabt. Hast du schon so gehabt?
Yeah, initially they thought about peeling the guard,
Ich glaube, da
but
läuft es immer
I
noch
like
gut.
coming in to either freeze or tap back. There is a good curl there and the guard's quite long, so you could come in and tap back and lie too. But they're quite happy just to play the dead freeze.
We're thinking if you peel the corner, they come around the centre guard.
Yes.
Thinking you might have the open one, they come around again, but you don't have to do that. You could have peeled the corner, have them come around the centre. You could have maybe even tried to slash on the centre guard and made the double. It'd be a pretty open end. Still quite a few rocks to go.
Wir sind dran. Wir sind dran.
Of course, this is really good if they make it And it is close. Pretty good there.
Did it spring off enough to be able to be removed for Scotland?
Does curl a bit. Saw the finish on Vicky Wright's draw and around there.
I don't know where that is.
If you get close to the guard, it will definitely curl.
Yeah, just let her know what we're playing.
Eve, we're going for 12.5 to 13.
Okay.
It's quite weight sensitive here. And just like Murad said, you get closer to that corner guard coming off the center line a bit, it will start to break. But if you put a bit too much weight on it, it will never do that. And this one is put back a little bit by Lauren Gray, hanging on the center line for a long time.
No!
I think they're changing up the call a bit here.
Yeah, trying to get the shooter to roll behind the centre. It was always going to be on the high side. Gets a good roll behind cover. Only disadvantage, it's back tee. But Switzerland need to be careful. If they come up on top of that, they could leave a double.
Norway, Estonia. This game is all tied, and it looks like Marie Turman is forced to take her one here.
Yep, facing two Norwegian counters. Needs a nose hit. Right on the nose. For a score of 1.
So Estonia will lead 6-5. Now that game pretty open. Silvana Tirenzoni will come around the center guard. Slightly softer release than the other players on the ice. Might get a bit more curl. Obviously taking more ice for it.
This is looking way short.
Yeah, line was pretty good.
Yeah, because if we give her an edge, we might leave her a double.
Like that, Eve.
Same weight! I think so. It was 12.
Same weight!
Does she know it's 12?
Yeah.
Well, there's many ways of doing it. See, it's a very clean, soft release from Tirenzoni.
Yep, start straight and just a soft handle on it.
And you'll see some players have a bit more of a pop, a bit more rotation.
More rotation, yeah.
Will run a bit straighter, and sometimes actually slide a bit deeper as well with the actual rotation. Stays a bit keener. But things they know, the players. Everyone's a little bit different. Hard to have 4 players on a team throw them exactly the same way. Some try to do that though.
Yeah, and that's the skill of a skip as well, being able to read their players' deliveries on different ice conditions and just adapt them accordingly. They could be right-handed but left eye dominant, so there's a difference there, or for left-handers you need to adjust the ice. So it's just being aware of that.
Also gut.
Findet ihr den? Ich finde ihn gut.
Das Coolste wäre, wenn du wirklich da könntest du den ein bisschen rausdrücken. Ob es geht, weiss ich nicht. 10,5 so. Ich hätte jetzt schwierig mit 10,5.
Was
Ich glaube eher ein bisschen mehr.
Ja, aber ich glaube... Okay, ja, ist gut.
9.
Ich finde das Minimum meins.
Das 9.
Ja.
So Lauren Gray has sprung over enough to just punch that red to the side. It's tempting for Switzerland to make a play on this, but they also could come down and freeze dead in the middle and make it difficult for Scotland to remove.
Esther! Tia, nein! Immer Esther! Esther! Komm! Tia! Nicht! Gut! Gut!
Not much of a roll. Maybe gets a sliver underneath cover. At least edge on edge with the centre guard.
Yeah, I don't want to leave a double. Just playing less weight to try and get the big finish at the end to get the inside.
I think if you roll to the left, might leave a pretty easy double. Even if you nose it here, might leave a slash double. Usually you don't want to leave Helena Petz any kind of doubles.
You don't, but she is struggling today. A wee bit more than she normally would.
12! Whoa, whoa, 12, 12 and a half! Yep! Yep!
Playing the softer weight.
Hard! Hard!
Get a bit of finish past the guard here.
Whoa! Jen! Whoa! Yep, Jen! Vicky! Whoa! Jen!
Really close. Off and on. Dodds not really sure what to do. They do get the inside though, and that is a good shot by Muirhead.
Really nice inside roll.
Good shot. Had a very good time for Scotland here, trailing by 2.
Now Switzerland are having to play the draw, and I just feel if they had played that with Helena Petz as first, right onto the backing, they would be in a better position right now. Whereas now she's under pressure here to make a dead T-weight draw.
The only benefit is the intern draw, not that easy, not that available for Scotland. If they were to pull up a bit shy a weight here, it would be tough to get in for 3, but this one looking, if anything, a bit hot for weight. Really needs to bend. We've seen a few shots not curl up here. And only in there for 3rd shot.
It's now easy for Scotland to come down and follow that.
I think just follow them.
I think it might have been better if just coming up a couple of feet shy almost.
Yeah, better short and block the draw than heavy and give her something to sit on.
The weight was pretty good though, it just really needed to curl.
We've come down that path a couple of times and
I think
had been slightly straighter there today.
I think I prefer the intern.
Through the max weight,
make sure.
Of course you
I
go 4 feet less there and might start to curl a bit earlier.
Yep. It's definitely there.
Bring the sweepers into play.
Remember when I had the draw for 2 and we nicked this one?
Yeah, and it kind of ran. Edge of 8?
Not as much as that.
Inside?
So not liking that out-turn draw. Of course, ever come up heavy and chip off the hill, you might only score a single.
Even if we're late, if you can.
But this looks really tough to me, the in-turn.
It is the same line as you heard Dave say that she played earlier on. She only needs to be fully in the 4-foot. It doesn't need to be biting button or anything.
We'll have to flirt a bit with that corner guard.
Easy line, easy line.
Needs to go for weight.
Line's good, come on then.
Last stone A fence, sitting 2, this could be for 3.
Whoa!
Just trying to navigate past the guards here. Are they past the corner? Yes, they are. And this one is looking absolutely perfect. Made that one look so easy. Great draw by Eve Muirhead. That's 2 really, really good shots. in this end by her, and that will give Scotland 3 points and the lead. First time Scotland's in the lead in the game. What a great time to be. 2 ends left here. Scotland 7, Switzerland 6.
13-8.
Yeah, I got 13-8.
That was freaking tight.
That was tight.
Line's good. Tight. 2-3. Not curling.
We're tight.
Line's really good.
Off just now.
Yeah, off just now. Nothing off.
Yeah, we're
Line's
fine.
perfect. Easy. Good, 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 good. Nice.
Nice.
Good, Vic.
Good.
Nice weight. 14-8.
Scotland in the lead for the first time in the game as they play Switzerland here in Helsingborg, Sweden for the Le Gruyere European Curling Championships 2019. This game has been a bit all over the place so far. Couple of really good shots by Eve Muirhead though in the 8th end. Set it up, and Alina Pet's not quite able to answer. Barbusat coming a bit deep here to the back 4. Switzerland would probably keep a blank in mind here.
Line's good. Good.
And by coming to the back 4, give Scotland something to freeze to.
Line. Hard line. Way only. Way only. 6. Yep. Get good. Line. 5, 6. Easy. Good.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nice, Vic.
Really good.
Yep, really good weight.
13-7.
Vorne 4, das ist das? Keyline.
Ja, Keyline ist es, genau, Keyline. Schnell, immer noch einer lang.
Immer noch schnell. Finden gut.
Alles schnell. Okay, ist immer noch einer genug. Ich muss dann, er ist sicher dran, mindestens. In 8.
This is looking wide of line
In 12.
and heavy.
Wheels coming off for Switzerland a bit here. The blank looking
really good, but even here.
less
top eight
likely
speeds,
with those
Same
mistakes.
feel as it's been? Yeah.
Really nice. Like.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll give you somewhere between that 14 and a half, 15.
14, 14 and a half.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay, we're out
Mind
there.
it, I don't
6,
mind
7.
it.
5,
We get
6.
the line back.
Easy.
Easy,
Just
easy
wait.
actually.
Wait,
Wait,
6, 7.
Line only.
Whoa then,
7.
whoa. Can't be heavy, Vicky.
7.
6. Can't be heavy.
We're okay.
Stand back.
Top 4. T.
Lauren,
Starting to
yeah.
look pretty good here.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Right on the button.
Good. Nice. Good feet.
Some really good shots here from Scotland. As we look on over, Germany, Czech Republic. It is the Czechs leading 6-5. They also have last stone here.
Germany line 1, partly guarded, but a chance for Anna Kubitskova.
Tip,
Get 3.
Hey.
Just playing a tap back. And it's just a 2 for Czech Republic.
So they will have an 8-5 lead after 8 ends of play.
Halfway.
Guard removed by Switzerland. Scotland will look to replace it, but this one has really caught some curl. It's already crossing the center line. That's a mistake. That's a let-off for Switzerland. They can try and blast everything here if they wanted to.
Nicht so schnell!
So, 7,5.
Kommt!
Fest, fest! Okay.
Not quite. Again, Neuenschwander with a bit of a half shot. The Swiss really needs to come together here.
Yep, their body language is not what it was earlier on in the game. They're looking frustrated.
Yeah, I was 14 and I was Philly T.
They're just making too many half shots. And Scotland are capitalising.
Okay, really good. 8. Well then. 8.
Can we split them?
No, yep, Jen! Hard, Jen! Hard, Jen! Yep. Go, Jen! Go! Keep going! Keep going! Keep going! You got it! Go! Keep going! Go!
That works. Well called. 13-1.
So we're looking to be top of the house, but Sweeper said it was heavy. So didn't want to nick their own red and leave a double, so took it back to freeze the back one.
13-2.
You are kidding me.
No, 13-3.
So much better.
And that's where the communication is so key. Sweepers to skip, make the best of every shot you can. Now a change of tact from Switzerland. Going for the freeze.
Es läuft recht gut, die Linie.
Hinter 8.
Hinten 4 hin auch.
Ja, hinter 4.
Hinten
Nur
4
hinter
hin
4.
4. Achtung!
Hinter 8.
Wow!
Hinter 8.
Oh. Melli. Ja, komm.
Hey.
Okay, gut so.
Gute Länge.
Gut so, Siri. Gut gespielt.
Gute
She
Länge.
didn't make the freeze. Taps it back, but just still lies 1 for Switzerland now.
Are we here inside, Spain?
Okay.
Just like a nice PO.
Okay.
This will run dead straight.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, hogged stone here. Flashing lights. So Lauren Gray not able to let go of that rock before the hog line. And as they should do, they'll take that stone off right away. That is awful timing. That's just a bit late.
Use the fingers.
Wow.
Besser wie der.
And the drama continues.
It certainly does.
don't see that very often. Scotland's men's team had one yesterday. Is it a Scottish thing? See the green lights here for Tirinzoni.
So can Switzerland capitalise though? They need to put this behind cover and top tee. But this is heavy as well.
So Switzerland, they will lie too, but
it's just left an inviting pocket for Scotland to freeze on and kill their end. Again, Switzerland just playing the half shots.
Just try not to jump in this one either, because that line is just a chance. Yeah.
So a great chance just to freeze right in this pocket. Perfect shot.
yeah, that's not really going anywhere. I think we'll see Switzerland just nose it, try and sit right on top, kill some of the backing, maybe free up that red for later.
Bad mistake for Tirinzoni to come in so deep.
Want to be precise with this one here. Leave the shooter right on top. Can they hold the line? Just not quite. Over curled by a hair. It does free up the red a bit more.
Does lie short.
Yeah. Timeout called by Muirhead and Team Scotland. It'll take a few seconds to get to the away end for David Murdoch.
Close.
I'll get some steps in too.
It's them.
Yep, he's national coach.
I would measure it.
And team coach Nancy Smith
It's close, but I
isn't
think I
coming
would
down
measure
for
it.
the timeout.
I think it's definitely
I
yellow.
think it's yellow, but it's close. It's either that we do exactly the same. and go
Let's
right
take a look over at Germany, Czech Republic. Daniela Jentsch with last stone. Is this a hit for 3, I wonder?
It is.
Could tie up the game right here.
Just a nose hit.
I don't think they want to sweep.
No, but it was perfectly played.
And there we go. Nose hit. 3 points for Germany. They tie it up, so still some drama there as well as they move into the 10th end.
If we go there.
How's that?
Because
this one's going nowhere.
Because this will always be.
I know that's always going to
Oh,
What's our option, guys?
Either
right there or right.
I thought half check the front, but
Oh, it'd be lovely if we could just, I mean, we're just seeing the line. You've been making these for
Right
fun,
there.
Eve.
are you
You
saying
know,
right on the
just
button or half on the front?
Oh, on the yellow.
Half on the yellow.
Yeah, like if we
Yeah.
can just,
Right
I
there.
mean,
We don't want to come to the face of that.
you don't want to get right
No.
across.
No, because then she's got a draw for 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we want to be basically right where Vicky's
Yeah, you
punch
could
is.
ever just like sit right there. You've got a 1 inch on the knuckle.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
so right
Yep.
here.
Yep. Perfect.
And
We know
I guess if you are top 4, that's nice as well. 'cause
Yeah, disaster's top 4 is good.
We know the line of weight, and
Yeah.
the options we've got is, you know, we're a little bit heavy in line, and you know,
See if you move
just
that an inch.
make sure we've got good line, eh?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Same
I'll
height,
give
I
you
think.
loads. Give me a little bit of the weight, and
Sorry?
I'll give you.
Yeah.
I'll let you know
Same
the,
height,
all
same
the
weight.
way about the
You'll
line.
know, you'll know how you threw it.
Same
Eh?
ice.
Make it.
Same weight.
We were back.
Yeah, I could take it.
I think it, yeah, a couple of feet off.
Pretty relaxed and positive.
So it should
David
be
Murdoch here.
4
The timeout.
on its own. So it's 13-8.
Yep,
Good,
not
good
a-
approach.
14-2, I was
Yep.
thinking.
Scotland are sitting in a really good position here.
Yeah, just a couple of feet off.
So it's just reinforcement that this is exactly where you should put it. And yep. It was reinforcing to Eve that she's been really good with draw weight all day. So nothing to worry about. Just half check that top yellow.
What's the tolerance here? Heavy, light?
No, don't want to be heavy.
Where? 6.
If it's not right up to the yellow, top 4 is good. Block the draw, make it hard.
6. We're good weight. Perfect.
Line's
Weight's
good.
Weight's good.
See what they have here.
Make sure we're here.
Down to Wright and Dodds to judge the weight.
Hard line.
Going for a line here. Don't want to over curl. Just want to sit on the corner of the yellow. This is looking pretty close here. Dodds with a few extra licks. Not quite frozen on the yellow, but like you said, that is not a bad option
He gave us a nice weight.
to leave that top 4.
Cautious on
Yeah, better there than heavy.
Perfect, Eve.
Makes it a very difficult draw for 2.
Line's good.
6. We're good weight. Perfect.
Line's
Weight's
good.
good. Weight's good. Good, yeah.
Make sure we're here.
I heard Dodds say they were being a tiny bit careful.
Hard line.
Swept pretty much all the way,
Hard line.
but maybe
Hard line.
felt like they could have given it an extra 5%. But that is quite good.
Yeah, when you see it at this angle, very difficult shot here to come around and bite the 1 foot.
Last stone, 9th end. It is Switzerland trailing by 1. Might have a measure, but Scotland seem to think that Switzerland's lying 1 at the moment. And this could be a draw for 2 here. Just needs to dig in at the end, catch a decent piece of the button. Does it ever nudge the red? It does. And does it sit for 2? I think it might.
Oh my goodness.
I think it has.
Wow. This is a measure
What
you
a
wouldn't
draw.
want to do.
I think it's just, yeah.
Will they measure?
Measure all
They will measure. All 3 of them. But that looks like 2 yellow to me.
Very good effort from Elena Pitts.
Wow.
They're all so close. They're all like this.
Wow. No pressure on the umpire that's about to walk on.
Don't want to stumble and kick all 3 rocks here. See that again, Alina Petz with the draw. She had a similar draw earlier in the game that was just slightly overcooked by the sweepers. And this time they did a pretty good job here. Just left it, didn't touch it, just let it dig in. Just let this one grind, wrapping around the top red, and gets a little bit of a nudge, moves the red, and sits on the button. So we have a 3-way measure.
He's falling down and he's like blank.
1 red.
They're all the same.
The teams are joking with each other, saying, I hope the umpire doesn't fall on all the stones and it's a blank end.
Well, we'll see here. It's to the 3. And a bit past for the red.
Just a wee bit past.
So Elena Pet's last rock. That is
definitely
closer than the red.
closer.
Easily. So 1 for Switzerland. If we get this one past the 3 as well.
And
It is
it's
2.
2 yellow.
Wow. What a shot by Elena Petz. 1 excellent draw. And 2 points for the Swiss. So they will jump back in the lead, but only by 1. As the 9th end comes to a conclusion, we have 1 more. Stay tuned.
schön zurück auf die Centerline.
Ja.
Wie mitgehen?
90. Manchmal ist recht
Ich glaube,
gut,
das ist
finde
gut
ich.
schnell, Esther.
Manchmal ist recht gut, 2, 3.
Einer fährt richtig.
Ja, wir müssen sicher ein bisschen. Best, komm. Wir müssen den Frost weg. Nein, komm mit, bitte. Ist 2 her, ist 2.
Ist schon 2.
Nein, lang.
Okay, können wir nachher.
Okay.
Okay.
Das nicht mehr so schön.
10th end, Scotland, Switzerland, here at the Allegriere AOP European Curling Championships 2019. And we've had a roller coaster of a game. It's easy to use that term, but certainly has been. Emotional in every way imaginable. We've had quite a few measures. 6-foot measure, the macrometer, is that the name of it?
It is.
And the lead's been swung back and forth a bit. Momentum as well. And it's really hard to say who's going to win.
Yeah, we've had some half shots, some mistakes been made by both sides, and then sometimes the opposition capitalises, sometimes they don't. So it's very hard to tell right now.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's the same two teams who's played the whole game, because they've shown different sides throughout.
Go! Weiter!
Wanting a bit more separation here, Barbasat on the centre guards. Leaves a bit of an angle, and those can be doubled off by Scotland later on. We see the time. Just over 4 minutes left for Scotland, Switzerland with 3. Should be okay. Both have used their timeout. So no time for a big huddle, but it's usually pretty straightforward.
Not deep. No, okay. Right here. Go. Good.
Similar to the B final last year. It is Estonia to miss their last shot for the win against Norway. And that is one important game, one important win for the Norwegians. And their goal to stay in the A group and also qualify for the World Championship.
Yeah, there's 10 teams in this A road, and the top 7 will qualify for the World Championships in Prince George in Canada.
Sorry, Esther. Sorry. Super länglich gewesen.
8 and 9 will get to play in the World Qualification event in Finland.
And number 10.
Yep. You can try and hold our shooter here.
Number 10, sadly, won't get the opportunity to compete at the World.
Yeah.
And the teams that finished 1 and 2 in the B division, they'll also get to play in the World Qualification event.
Jennifer Dodds will have this chance to double the centre guards here. Close. Not necessarily the way they wanted to play that, but it does help. Moves everything a little bit off the line. Switzerland might have to just guard that shot stone throughout the end.
Länge ist recht gut.
Bis 3. Schlang.
Länge müssen wir noch ein bisschen.
Ja.
Die Linie
Wir sind gut, wir sind dort.
Länge ist super dort.
Die Linie ist gut.
Wir müssen noch ein bisschen.
Muss noch ein bisschen, ja.
Kannst du noch ein bisschen Plätze für die Linie? Nicht stoppen.
Gut.
Looking good here from Neuenschwander. Taking a look back. It was Eve Muirhead in the 8th end. Last stone with this excellent draw. Navigating past the corner and the centre guard right onto the forfeit. Yeah, and that really put them back in the game.
13.
and in the lead for the first time.
Back line. Whoa. Hold in.
Trailing by 1 here.
Whoa. Catch it down. Yes. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Get on. Shoot your way.
Don't want to leave a double here, Scotland.
Okay.
Nice weight.
So we saw one good draw from Eve Muirhead. On the very next end, Helena Betts with, not sure if you'd say a better one, definitely equal, just side button. And after a measure, it was a 2.
Yeah, some really good clutch draws from the skips.
What you can do, I can do better.
Absolutely. We could still see another one yet at this end.
Switzerland ignoring the red counters here. Just coming around the centre guard.
And we've seen this track earlier on today. Really, a lot of the players coming up heavy.
Jen. Sorry.
Slips a bit deep.
Yeah. So. What are we looking for here? 13.
Scotland perhaps not loving the play in and around the centre guard.
Hers is 13.
With the hammer needing the 2. You know, you put one on the button here. Switzerland comes on top. You're not having a lot of room to work with, but not too many choices here.
No, the play's back T though, which does favour Scotland to use. This one on the wide side as well at the moment. They're trying to get the rob off the red. So just both sides still struggling with that path.
Meanwhile, 10th end, Germany, Czech Republic, all tied. It is Germany lying 2. I believe Kubeshkova will just have to draw the forfeit for the win.
Skip stream, forfeits open.
It's not a dream to shake hands before your last stone. Just run them out. You like the glory?
Sweeper standing right back on this. Is it going to stop?
And this one needs to grow some teeth and dig in, and it will not. This one slipping too far. Germany will steal the game. Not able to finish it off here. So 9-8 final score. Which also means our Scotland-Switzerland game, the last game out there this afternoon. All other games coming to a finish.
So the nose hit from Tiranzoni.
Yeah, we're hoping to roll in.
It's allowed Lauren Gray to come around here, get buried. That red's still very usable on the other side on the outturn to tap up for Scotland.
Working this one really hard to get it past the centre guard. And they are past. And how deep is it? Had to go for line. Don't want to come deep here. It's pretty good, but maybe,
really nice.
Maybe a bit too deep.
38.
Elena Pat's already in the hack. They know they don't have a lot of time. She can't rush this. This is a tricky line to get through these guards.
It's hanging out there. It's starting though. Starting to dig in a little bit, but do they have too much weight on it? I think they do.
Yeah, they don't want to split off it.
Well, at least does push it to the back of the forfeit.
Yeah, but a chance for Scotland to come right in now.
They still have a saviour. That left, that Yellowstone on the left-hand side can always be promoted.
I just felt Elena Pat rushed that last stone.
Give me a tiny little bit more.
A minute, 15 seconds left to throw the last one. No need to rush the last throw, that's for sure. So maybe rush the first one to have a little bit of extra time on her last, but every shot pretty crucial at this point.
7. Oh, they're just that line only. Line's good. 7. Just wait. Wait only.
Pretty much the same path. Spearhead played that draw for 3 and 8.
Wait only. Whoa, we're heavy. Whoa!
Heavy is not good for Scotland here. But they are heavy. Back of the tee line. One huge nest for Switzerland to draw onto. And if they can weld a rock onto the button here, it might even be tough for Scotland to score at all.
The drama continues. It's still not an easy line here.
Well,
if Elena Pats takes off just that wee bit.
Well, Scotland's lying to here.
They're lying game right now.
They are lying game, so yes, you might want to take a couple of feet off here, but you have to make it down there. Can't come up shy of the forfeit. And this one has a bit of running on it as well. Is it on the guard? It's past the guard, but will it curl enough to get onto the backing here? I am not sure. Just enough to lie second shot.
Yep, so
but the draw is wide open.
It is. Just that ounce too heavy again. She played that track with her first, didn't adjust properly for her second. Scotland have the chance to snatch this game.
It will be Muirhead to make that adjustment. Don't want to take too much off. The line might be different. Just shave off a few feet here.
Okay, line's similar.
And put it on the button for the win.
7, 8. Back it would be good.
Flying one, need 2.
Okay, line's good. Line's a touch higher. Line's nice.
Always nice to know you've got backing.
Need to get to the inside though. Need to get to the inside here. Scotland for the score of 2, and they will get it. Ian Muirhead comes up with the goods. What a game. A little bit all over the place, this one, from the very start. Scotland were definitely scared straight in the first end. Switzerland scored a 3, but slowly and steadily came back in it with a 9-8 final score after 10 ends played. Definitely contenders. This week, the Scots. And they stay perfect. You take a look at the last shot again. It was a little bit heavy again, but the line was there to get to the inside of the Swiss counter and get in there for 2, as she's done so many times before. So Switzerland will suffer their first loss. And there we see the scoreline. High scoring game, no blank ends. Well, one blank end, but lots of points awarded. Eighth end. Scotland lying 2. Evenmuirhead looking to navigate a tight port here, hanging on the corner guard for a while, as needed. Just curling in time, past the centre guard and right on to the forefoot for a score of 3. Excellent draw. In the 9th end.
Just cautious on it.
Scotland putting that Redstone top 4. Not leaving much room for Alina Petz. But she says, what you can do, I can do better. This draw just pulling up in time. Gets a nudge on the red. And it's a score of 2 for Switzerland. Leading the game by 1 coming into the 10th end, where Evenmuirhead was left a chance to win it with a draw for 2 herself. Had the backing, only needed the line. And right on to the inside of the yellow. That is 2 points for Scotland and a win to stay perfect here in Helsingborg. Here's all the scores from this afternoon's session. Germany picking up a win on Czech Republic 9-8. Sweden with a dominant win over Latvia. Norway just edging out Estonia 7-6. And Russia also with a solid win over Denmark 9-3. So that's all the games here in the Olympia rink. Taking a look at the standings, we see Scotland now alone on top with 4 wins, just followed by Russia, Switzerland and Sweden at 3 wins, Norway alone on 2. And then we have all of 5 teams on 1 and 3. But so many games left to go. Total of 5.
Eve, a roller coaster of a game. How do you feel after that?
Yeah, it was definitely a roller coaster. It was obviously not a great first end, giving up a 3, but I guess if there's any end you want to do that, it's the first, so you've got a bit of time to come back. And then I think we did kind of play the scoreboard pretty well. Obviously had a chance for a 2 in the 6th and just didn't curl enough for me, but we kept patient, managed to blank the 7th and get our big 3 in the 8th that I think was the turning point.
And you were very good at scoring your 2s throughout the game after you lost that big 3. So going into that 10th end, were you happy with the scoreline?
I was. I said to the girls before the 9th end, let's not do anything silly. Obviously a force is ideal. Giving up a 2 is also okay, because I don't mind having the hammer coming home. Alina obviously played a great shot for her 2, that draw. But yeah, just kept patient and not ideal with everything around the centre in the last end, but sometimes with this 5 rock rule you have no choice.
Well, you're top of the scoreboard, 4-0. You must be happy with the team's performance right now.
Yeah, we have. We've been playing well, and I would say we've been building every game. We've still missed a few clinical shots, but it's definitely going in the right direction. We have Sweden later on today, so it's been a tough day, or so far it's been tough, and I know it's going to be very tough later. So we're looking forward to our game later.
Well, thank you. Congrats.
That was all the games from this afternoon's women's session. Still a lot of curling fun left here in Helsingborg, Sweden, so just stay tuned for more fun from the European Curling Championships 2019.